Scandinavian Bob here, hi. Let's talk about rebooting and PIED recovery. Today's video is going to have a bit of a different format since I'm going to answer some email questions I have got from some of you. Questions about PIED, rebooting and NoFap in general, so make sure to stay with me to the end here.
Disclaimer, this video is information only and it's not medical advice. If you need medical advice, please see your doctor. I am not a doctor. I'm just a guy who likes to read and learn a lot, and I also have personal experiences when it comes to PIED and rebooting. But again, I am not a doctor.
I'm going to make these frequently asked question videos into a series, and today is part 1. So consider subscribing in order to not miss the coming parts. Okay, so now with that out of the way, let's jump in and take a look at the questions. Question number 1. Can I recover from PIED if I smoke cigarettes? Yes, you can. Although I obviously don't recommend smoking, yes, you can still recover from PIED if you smoke cigarettes. In fact, thousands and thousands of men have recovered while smoking. To recover from PIED, there are two main things you need, and that is rebooting, as in you stop using adult websites, and rewiring. And rewiring means spending a lot of time around real life people instead of pixels on a screen. That said, years of heavy smoking can also cause weak erections, and just for the sake of your health in general, I'd say ditch the cigarettes, man. At least consider it. But again, smoking does not have anything to do with PIED, and you can recover if you keep smoking. Question number 2. Can I recover from PIED if I stop using adult sites but I keep masturbating? Yes, it's possible. I know many guys who have done it. However, from all the forums I've read, and by participating in this community now for about 8 years or so, I can say that most guys, not all, but most guys will have a faster recovery process if they also cut out orgasming for the first few months. And then they can slowly start adding them back in here and there, and then monitor how it affects them. I would never recommend going back to adult websites though, not even when you are fully recovered, because it's a slippery slope, and before you know it, you get sucked right back in. And why would you want to risk that, since it was the porn that caused your ED in the first place? So, in conclusion, if you want to stay on semen retention even after you have recovered, that's completely fine, as that can have its own cool benefits. And if you want to start masturbating, that's also totally fine. But again, in the first 3 to 4 months, depending on your progress, I would try to stay as close to zero ejaculations as possible. Question number 3. Will meditation speed up NoFap benefits? Well, no real brain studies have been done to examine how we can speed things up, but from all the other studies made on meditation and the brain, I'd say it could indeed be possible. And meditation is something I highly recommend, not just for rebooters, but for brain health in general. Question number 4. Can I have sex with my partner during reboot? Yes, in fact it will help you rewire your brain and thus make you heal faster. However, I would recommend holding back on orgasms in the beginning of your reboot, so you could practice slow, gentle sex without orgasming. That is very possible to do, and not having your focus on the orgasm can be a real aha moment. Question number 5. What is more important for fixing PIED? Avoiding online adult sites or avoiding masturbation? Well, that one's easy. Avoiding porn, 100%. You know, masturbation in and of itself without porn does not cause ED unless you excessively do it and you're having some death grip action going on there. But yeah, it's the super stimulating adult websites that completely destroys today's men's erections. Question number 6. Will wet dreams prevent me from recovering from PIED? No, they will not. Again, when it comes to PIED, the main thing you should be focusing on is not fapping to porn or any artificial digital arousing stuff. Now, that said, many guys do experience a slight loss of energy for a day or two after a wet dream. And wet dreams can also make you have a bit more cravings your following day. Now, some people may be set back just a little bit by wet dreams, but we are just talking about a couple of days here, and you shouldn't worry about them. Wet dreams are not relapses. A relapse is if you intentionally break your own promise, as in you try to stay away from porn and then you intentionally go seeking for hot artificial stuff somewhere online and you consume it for a while. That is a relapse. Or if you have set a goal for yourself to not masturbate for 90 days and then you still do it on day 24, for example, well, then you just broke your own promise. Breaking your promises is a relapse. Wet dreams happen on their own and are not relapses. Question number 7. I have seen you mentioned Alpha Viral for better drive and harder erections. Did you use it during your own reboot? And if so, did it work? Yeah, so Alpha Viral is one of the 2 products I actually found useful. And yes, I did use it during my reboot. And it actually helped me to be able to perform. In fact, even though I was very desensitized, I got to about perhaps 75 to 95% erection quality, depending on the day. If you're interested in trying it for yourself, you'll find a link where to get it for the cheapest price under this video. But don't go there just yet, because I have something important to tell you. You see, I'm a bit hesitant to share these kind of things, since some of you might start neglecting the reboot and just start popping pills. That is not the way to go. You can still use it while you reboot, but always remember that rebooting is the priority, and everything we do aside from that is just to be considered helpful tools. Also, it is not a magic pill, meaning since we are all different, and while it worked well for me, your results may vary. So if you decide that you want to try it out, always remember that you still have to do your PMO reboot. Alright, so if you understand all of this and you would like to try Alpha Viral, you can click the link under this video right now where it says check the price. Question number 8. How long does it take to recover from PIED? Well, first you should know that recovery is a process and that it's non-linear, meaning you heal and get better and things start working a bit, but then you can suddenly have 2 weeks when everything is worse again, and so on. You have to be patient and understand that it is a slow process, but as long as you stay away from porn, you will get better. As far as how long it takes, well, unfortunately, no one can give an exact answer to that. You see, we all have unique brains, and PIED recovery can range anywhere from 8 weeks to some extreme cases taking more than a year. Now, don't freak out here, because chances are you are not an extreme case. I'd say the most common range today is somewhere around 3 to 5 months. Young people who grew up using high-speed internet tend to need more time to recover, but there are also exceptions to this. Just know that as long as you stay away from porn, you will heal. And it is actually possible to enjoy the whole reboot process if you keep doing other self-improvement stuff during that time, which I highly recommend you do, because that way you turn a bad situation in life into something positive by growing stronger. So while this whole PIED was a horrible blow to you, you end up coming out of it a better person. Now, in part 2, I'm going to talk more about things we can do to potentially speed up recovery. So consider subscribing for that one. Alright, this is Scandinavian Bob signing out for today. Consider subscribing for more helpful videos, and as always, I wish you all the best in your journey to become the strongest version of yourself. And remember, as Winston Churchill used to say, if you're going through hell, keep going.